Welcome. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Science Gal Aquatics. I'm Carrie, and tonight I have a very special guest. He also lives in Missouri and is someone that I look forward to seeing every time I get to run in and have a conversation. Welcome, FishyBizzAquatics. Thank you for coming onto the stream tonight. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. What's cracking, YouTube? What's going on?
Coming onto the stream tonight. Thank you.
No problem. What's cracking, YouTube? What's going on?
I'm doing well. Technical difficulties over here or something, but I'm doing well. Thank you. Do you have any plans for the 4th?
Since the pandemic, I've been barbecuing my butt off, so I probably might try not to. I believe normally my cousin he does a lot at my mom's house, so probably take the kids over there and do that. He does a lot at my mom's house, so probably take the kids over there. Is that my echo or yours?
I don't know. I hear it, but I don't know how to fix it if it's my end.
Let me see.
I don't know. I hear it, but I don't know how to fix it if it's my end.
It sounds like you got a double something open.
It was working while ago.
I hate that. It always works like when we're in seeing if it works, and then we go live. It's all like when we're in seeing if it works, and then select that says start turning off speakers.
Yeah, let me see.
Select that says start turning off speakers.
Yeah, I got everything turned on. Yeah, I got everything turned on. I don't know.
I don't have any speakers on. Oh, Susan says mute your YouTube.
Is it my YouTube? I don't have anything. Hang on, let me see.
Susan says mute your YouTube.
I don't know where. Hang on, let me see.
Susan says mute your YouTube.
I don't know where. Hang on, let me see.
Susan says mute your YouTube.
Hang on. Did that help?
That's it.
Thank you.
What was that?
I don't know. I just
have YouTube open like a couple of times.
Well, we'll start again. Hope you have a good 4th of July tomorrow.
Right on. You too. You got anything special planned?
We're supposed to go to the river, but I'm not really sure if it's set in plan, like hardcore plans. But we got the kids just a couple little fireworks.
Okay.
It seems like my whole life I've had really good luck with fireworks, haven't had a problem. But 2 years ago, I got nailed in the back of the leg hard by a firework. And then last year, my son got hit, and the only thing that saved him was this teddy bear on his lap.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I don't know what it is. And we were all careful. We did everything. We had everything screwed. I don't know. So this year, we're all a little cautious, and we're just sticking to, like, the sparklers and the little fountain cone thing.
Are you guys, like, out? You know what that reminds me of? When I was growing up, we always used to go down on the street in U City. Groby, where my friend stayed at, and we would have bottle rocket wars. Like that's the only time we were like just real, like didn't care about our bodies. Or
I wasn't all that careful.
Shoot bottle rockets at each other, but like now, you know, you got to really kind of be, you know, now that you're older and stuff, and with the kids and everything.
Yeah. Like I always enjoy them. I love fireworks, but it's definitely this year, the past couple of years, I've gotten more and more cautious because as a child, I was not.
Yeah, absolutely. Understand. Hey, let's say what's up to, let's say what's up, Zen Ginger. The Zinger is in the place.
Hello.
What's up, Ginger?
Susan, Fish Fan Mom's here. Hello.
Mandy, Pandy, Randy for Zen Gender. Select Pet. Griffin Fish Room.
Thank you guys for showing up.
Fish Mom. Sharon Miller. Fish Room Fever. That's what I'm. Hey, the Salty Reef is here. Thanks for coming through. Damian Green, aka Spider-Man. It's my cousin Spider.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He actually is the DJ. He actually will be DJing after our stream 6:15. If you go to Facebook, Peter Parker, he'll get the DJ on. He's awesome. He's down in Memphis. It's my partner, A's B-Dash. Byron Johnson, that's B-Dash. He's featured in a few of my videos. Thanks for coming through, homie.
I was trying to catch up on one of your live streams. I thought I had saw everything, but I guess I missed one and I only got halfway through it. So I'm sorry.
It probably was the one that was only halfway long because my Wi-Fi screwed up. It was all bad.
Well, I guess, Bailey, I know you from the auctions down in St. Louis area and the swap meets and everything. And I always look forward to running into you. And then I saw you at, was it the last Aquashella?
Yeah.
But I haven't, none of the club meetings or anything are back up and going. And I'm assuming they're not going to be for a while.
Well, yeah. I just was on Band and talking to the director over Mazi, and she was trying to put something together and would probably be outside. And I forgot those dates, but I'll have to put those dates out there.
Yeah,
so you could come through. Yeah.
Yeah, I check the emails from time to time. I'm a little scatterbrained, so.
Dude.
Sometimes I don't always remember.
I've been at home so long, like everything like goes in one ear and out the other. I can't remember dates and the days of the week. It's ridiculous.
I thought I would get more done in the course of this being off.
Yeah.
I think I have just gotten more lazy.
Thank you. Hey, look, I thought I was the only one. I'm sitting there like, you know what? I don't have anything to do. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah. And I have pretty much the same schedule. Like I only worked before on the weekends and I stayed home for the kids during the week. But I guess it was just because I had places that I could go if I needed to.
Yeah.
Or go get a soda. We could go out of the house. And now, since we're just here,
yeah,
it's like just getting up. I was like, well, do I need to get up at 6:30? Like, do I really have to get up that early? I'm like, no. And I could come down here and water change and listen to music and get everything done in like a good couple of hours. And now I'm like, goodness, this is taking like all day.
Yeah, I understand that completely. I just did like a serious maintenance on the 75 gallon over here. It really needed some help. But I changed a little of the decor over there and got some of my big guys kind of a little bit better. Like I really had to do some vacuuming and kind of move stuff around because they are disgusting. So you really have to get in there and get it done. But
I think that's how I got in the habit of where I thought I needed to aquarium vac so much because every time I would water change, I would aquarium vac. But I had some cichlids in the past that they just rearranged the tank however they saw fit, and they were the bio load was horrible. So I would water change once a week and constantly aquarium vac, and then they would rearrange the substrate and stuff. However, I'd put it somewhere, but they would move it.
Right. Yep.
But with the guppies,
definitely do that.
The live bears, I feel like if I don't aquarium vac so much, my plants do better. But sometimes I have to really force myself to not vacuum so much.
Yeah. And see, I have one tank of live bears, and I was forced into it after the high school closed down because the teacher that had the 55 gallon full did not come back for their guppies and that's where I got the guppies and the golden loaches from. The dojo loaches. I
was wondering.
They're doing really well.
Because you're mainly, from what I've talked to you, it's always cichlids. And then I saw the live bear tank. I was like, "What? That's cool."
It's crazy because you kind of like look at. As soon as I got the cichlids, I was like, "Oh yeah, those little fish are just little fish. They're like whatever." And the more and more I'm looking at people, they love like even at the auction, nothing but guppies. Oh, I'm looking for guppies. I'm looking for betas. I'm looking for this. And I was like, man, what is up with these little fish? And I just now see the beauty in them when I have this 29-gallon full. They're busy. And I like the cichlids because they were always busy. They're always fighting, or they're always running, they're chasing, they're doing this, that, and that. And the guppies are doing just as much, if not more. And so I have guppies, I have a couple of platies, a couple of black skirt tetras in there. And they are busy.
It looks good. Do you have it looked like you had some plants in there, but
I do.
Okay.
Yep. And don't ask me what they were.
I won't know either.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, I tell you what, Steve from Warrior Planet Tanks, when I had set this up in the classroom, kind of sent a care package for the students to turn it into their tank. And since I brought it home, of course, they're unable to do it, but I will set it back up once we're able to get back into the school, and that'll be the tank for the students to learn off of. So he sent me some pretty hardy plants, and he also sent me some other stuff like some crypto, if that makes sense, some sword tails. Does that make sense to people? I don't know what the plants are, but yeah, something like that.
They always sound familiar, and like when people describe what they are, I usually can catch on, but just try to remember.
Guppy grass. I've got some guppy grass in there. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
But I do remember that one.
I'm doing tons better. But even like all the plant stuff for my biology degree, it was so hard for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, Zinger, crypto something. That might be it right there. How many cryptos are there?
For you or for me?
Amazon sword. No, it was sword tail, red sword, something. I don't know, Zinger. Come on, Mandy. I don't know.
Because the Amazon sword is a plant, and then there's sword, like, is it?
It's not yet. Definitely not the fish. Because when I said it on my live, people were like, "The fish?" I was like, "No, like sword plant something."
There's so much stuff. And even
I'm sorry, Select Pet. I did say sword tail, didn't I?
like when I get a new fish in the fish room, and I do a lot more research. And with the plants too, there's so many different names for them, and I can't pronounce the Latin names and all the scientific names and all of that. Yeah. But everything's called so many different things.
Sure. Red Millen Sword, says Susan. What's up, rebuilding our brand? That's Melly Mel. What up, Melvin? I think Monica Land. What's up?
Do you breed your cichlids?
I definitely do. And you know what? They really do all the breeding themselves. I just kind of try to take the babies away so they can grow and get them nice and colored up to see what the LFSs would like to pick from. So,
I was wondering if you was breeding, if you sold them at the swap meets or if you sold them to the local fish stores.
So I had just became a member of Mozzie. All went to maybe 3 of the auctions. And the flops, and I never became a member. So I became a member at this last one, and you have to really kind of be a member to get a slot to do the selling. So it had this virus pandemic not hit, I was definitely going to be, selling some of these cichlids there and set it up. That was definitely in the plans.
Yeah, I want to try. I went to one of the end of the season like Christmas parties. And they gave out all the awards for the master breeders and everything. And I was curious about the steps of like documentation and photograph, exactly what it took to go into that part of the club. But I never can get up there on the night for the actual just club meetings. They're always kind of later in the middle of the week. And with the kids, So I was curious if you know any more about that, like if you start selling or however, if you know anything, let me know how that works. Because it was fun to give like fishy bucks, like you earn fishy bucks. And then we had like a little auction, and I didn't really need anything. I was just having fun watching. And then everybody felt like I needed to win something, so they were throwing all their fishy bucks at me, and I couldn't count it fast enough, and I was like, ah. But they gave me some kind of master breeder. It was some kind of fancy breeding box, but one of the he's on the committee of, I don't know, remember his position. He wanted it. He put eyeball. I was like, you can just have it. It's okay. He's like, thank you.
Wanted the breeder box?
It was some kind of fancy one. It wasn't one that I've never seen before, but it was some kind of super fancy breeder box. And he just kept looking at it. And he had his money all organized, and you could tell he really wanted it. But he gave me some extra fishy bucks, and I was like, you can have it. You don't know how to use it properly anyway. You'll have way better luck with it.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Now, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying, select that says just add some very white and some dim light and the fish take over.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Guppies, too.
Yeah.
Every time I see it. Well, let me ask you this question first. Mm-hmm. How long do guppies live? Like, what's their lifespan?
Well, they say, I've heard they can live up to like little over 5 years. Me personally, I have like 2, maybe 2.5.
Okay.
If it's a really hardy, strong guppy, maybe 3 years. But that's really my personal limit.
Well,
there might be some exceptions, but usually.
Well, I've adopted these, so I'm not sure, and I know he's been there years longer. He's been at the school years longer than I have. So maybe I've lost maybe 2 or maybe 3, and that's been, so the rest of them have been doing really well. But for every loss that I have, there are 60 babies running around.
Yeah, and it seems like if they're born in my water, they live a lot longer if they're actually born in my water, in the tanks. It seems like they do so much better. But I was taking the fry out and moving all the fry around, but now I'm just kind of leaving the fry in there, and I'm still having really good grow out rates. But
there's no way, I'm looking at, so if they're preggers, they're super big, super fat, right? So I'm looking at a super fat one right now, and I don't know the difference of these guppies, which I was gonna see if you can, but so I'm looking at it, right? In fact, let me see if I can. See that super fat one right there? Can you see him?
Yeah, at the bottom. Kind of at the bottom.
That's one right there.
Yeah.
She's preggers, right?
Yeah.
All over.
In my opinion, yeah. She looks really boxy. They get that boxy, they'll go through the super fat stage, and then they almost look just boxy. They're about to pop.
Okay. I have yet to. I want to get one on camera. I'm stealing her load, but I haven't gotten that yet. But so what I'm saying is, wait, where was I going with this? Man, I forgot. But it was something about. So they're going to be that big, and then they're gonna blow, right?
Yeah. It's not uncommon. It doesn't happen all the time, but every once in a while there'll be a female. She'll have 1 or 2 fry, and then stop, and then a few days later she'll drop the rest of them.
Okay, all right. Well, I figured out what I was about to say. You would get her if you breed them. You would, get her, put her in a breeder box.
Yeah, you can. I've done that in the past. Usually,
and then
better
save those babies there.
Yeah, I'd leave the babies there.
Okay.
I've done it both ways, and one way worked and one way didn't. Back in the day when I was doing my experiment, I let the female have the babies, and then I moved the fry out immediately into a little half-gallon container, and they all died. It didn't work. And then I started moving the females to a breeder box. She'd have her babies, and then I'd move the female back and just let the babies live there for a week or 2. Depending how dirty the breeder box got. Sometimes I just, after about a week, they get a little bit stronger, and then I would put them in a separate tank and let them go out.
The same, similar to the way I would do the cichlids, but with the cichlids, since they're mouth brooders, once you see that jaw come down,
Yeah.
you would pop them on, into a breeder box and then let her spit those out.
Mhm.
But like these guys, I just been letting them go since I figured maybe there's enough hiding spots for them. Since I heard that guppies eat guppies, so it's like
It seems like if I feed them more, if I feed my guppies,
they'll leave them alone.
They'll leave them alone, especially because I have more plant cover. I've been actively working on all the plants. So the fry have plenty of room. And then they're not in a 5-gallon tank anymore. Before they were all in a 5-gallon tank. They didn't have very much room.
Yeah.
So now I have the 10s, the 20s, the 55 right here. They have more room and more plants. So, and they're fed more. So I'm sure I do lose a few. I'm sure. But I have way more grow out than I had before, just leaving them alone with plants and the parents fed.
How often do you feed?
I feed at least once a day. When I'm responsible and good and I'm not lazy, I'd come down with my morning coffee and feed. And then once the kids went to bed, I'd come down and kind of clean up after them and check on the tanks. I'd feed again. I wouldn't feed as much. I would feed more, feeding once a day, and then my tanks kind of got unbalanced. So I'd feed twice a day, but lesser amounts, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a planted tank that I threw some guppies in from the 29-gallon, and they went baby crazy. So it's like nothing but babies in there now, and then a gang of snails, which I really need to feed to my clown loaches over here. So,
have you did that lettuce trick?
I did not. Who told me about that? Fishkeeper Jamaica.
Someone.
Yeah, Fishkeeper Jamaica. Yeah, he told me that. I didn't do it yet.
Because before I would just let my snail. I like the snails. They aren't anything fancy. They're just regular old pond snails. But I always let them do their thing. But since I've gotten shrimp and I'm trying to get my shrimp up, it felt like they were not breeding as much when I had more snails in there. So I've been.
You've got the cherry shrimp, right?
I had cherry shrimp, and from those cherry shrimp, I have yellow shrimp now. So this tank, right other side, right here, this has yellow shrimp in it. This has cherry shrimp in it. And then one over here, I got blue dream shrimp at the auction.
Okay.
And it's been a year about. I lost probably half of them, but now they're starting to
kick back in.
Yeah, I see a few. They're not booming, but I see shrimplets in there.
Okay.
But I want so bad some jade green shrimp.
Okay.
I think those are so cool. I've never seen them in person. I've just seen them in pictures, but have like the reds, the blues, the greens.
That's pretty cool.
And then I have some wild type.
Christmas shrimp. Christmas shrimp.
Yeah.
Daniel Green says, I'm building a pool in my backyard to raise a miniature dolphin. I'm going to name him Little Flip. Oh, man. That's my dolphin. That's my dolphin.
They asked me the other day, they came into the swimming pool because I have a pond out there and I have all the summer tubs out there. And they're like, Mom, it's okay if we put fish in the swimming pool. I think they'll be okay. I was like, oh, I would, but I don't think with the amount of chlorine that you guys need that they would.
Right.
But thanks for the okay.
Now, you had some Carrie Tetras, right?
Yeah, right. I'll get this right eventually. The pointing thing, these right here.
How are they doing?
They're doing good. I haven't got them to breed yet, but they're all super colorful, and they're doing really good. They seem like they've grown a little bit, but I haven't got them to breed yet.
Okay.
But they eat everything.
My last video, live stream, I usually end with like a death battle. I did Wonder Woman versus She-Ra. Who do you think won?
I would say Wonder Woman, maybe. I don't know.
She won.
Did she?
She did.
She-Ra
put up a good fight.
I did. I grew up on X-Men and Star Wars, so I know X-Men and Star Wars, but my son, he's all into the comic book stuff. So being in my mid-30s now, I'm really late to the game on comic books and the stories and Avengers and Spider-Man, and it's all it's a complicated world of DC, Marvel, and
I've had more time to kind of just, oh my God, like just watch so much Netflix and
I know
TV is just ridiculous. But my son is into Naruto, one of the top anime, which I really actually enjoy. And so just watching some of this stuff, I'm just in like, and it's just too much to just deal with. And how do they keep up with it all?
Yeah, I've been rewatching Quantum Leap of all shows.
Yeah, I remember Quantum Leap though.
But Jesse, my better half, he had never heard of it, and to me, that like in my childhood, that show got me into like mesmerized by science. Like I thought the graphics on that show when I was a kid was just like, whoa. And now watching it back, I'm like, really?
Oh man.
Like a quirky thing about me, like I really like Shark Week, and I've watched every Shark Week they've ever had. And people know at this point not to call, don't make plans, don't come over during Shark Week.
No, I'd love Shark Week.
Coming up soon.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, oh, it's the best part of the summer.
It really is. No, you're absolutely right. It really is. And I
don't know why. I've never been to the ocean.
It's a guilty pleasure. You're just sitting there like, oh my God, it's Shark Week. I know they're going to chomp down on some human, and I hate that it happens to them. But if it didn't, we wouldn't have this Shark Week.
It's changed a lot. It's weird. Like back in the day, it didn't have so much of a, I don't know the right word, like gimmicky type, a few shows.
Yeah.
But I'm going to watch it anyway.
Yeah. Like it was a little bit more.
It was more like scientific based. There was a few of the attack type stuff, but I still like it. I'm always tweeting that like Shark Week's the only time I ever use my Twitter. The only time I ever tweet is at Shark Week.
Yeah. I back in the day I used to watch When Animals Attack. And I think there's a little of that is the reason why I kind of went into biology, because of nature and that. Like I used to walk around and look in the skies at birds and look at all what. And then when I watch Nature Attacks and you start seeing some lion take down a gazelle, you're like, oh man, nature is brutal.
I really like, and it's always on. And when I was a kid, I was so scared to death of biology. I was fascinated by it, but I didn't think I was smart enough. For some reason, I had myself counted out. And then when I got older and I went to college for biology, like those are the only type of shows you'd be on in the background and stuff. But I didn't watch anything but Discovery Channel and Animal Planet.
Absolutely, I'm staying on Animal Planet. If you haven't checked it out, Netflix has it, and it's sort of, it seems like it might be geared towards kids, the younger audience, which I actually appreciate. But and then some of the videos you may have probably already seen from David Attenborough, being the host. But it's called Absurd.
I'm watching it.
And the host is Mother Nature.
Yeah, so, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I watched that.
It's good.
Yeah.
I watched that and the new Unsolved Mysteries because that was another one.
Okay.
The music. It's the music.
Now, you've been in Rolla all your life, or?
For most of it. My parents moved here when I was, I would say 8.
Okay.
My dad worked for the survey, so we moved around a lot.
Okay.
He made maps. But I was born in Oregon. I lived in Oregon for a long time.
And did you go to college out in Rolla?
No, it's Springfield.
Okay. All right.
jury area. I went to 2. I went to one and then I went to another one to finish. But the up by the military base in Waynesville, St. Roberts area, and Springfield.
Okay, yeah, I was asking because I went to Missouri S&T for my biomed certification. So
yeah, that's what our town is college.
Yeah.
And then the next town over where my mom lives is the winery.
Okay. Yeah. And you know what? For the certification, the school I work for paid for it, and we had to be on campus for 2 weeks, and we couldn't like really come back. But over the weekend, but I stayed out there over the weekend because they said if you stay out there, we'll send you down to the winery. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So it was winery. What winery is that? Is it St. James? Okay, yeah.
I wanted to send Liz at King and Queen Cichlid. I think she said on one of the live chats somewhere back in the day she liked peach wine, and up there they have everything. The whole town is an overpass and like 3 wineries, and then the grapes. It's the whole town. And I don't know if I ever get to see her at a convention or something someday, I'd be like, I brought you a present.
What do you think about Aquashella this year?
Well, I read on Facebook just like maybe an hour ago that they postponed the Chicago one till December.
Okay.
So now it's Dallas is over Halloween, and I think Chicago is December, first week of December, I think. I half read it because I was trying to get everything cleaned up and everything. But I was like, oh, because I was going to actually like book everything in the next week or so. I was waiting because I wasn't sure what was going to go, if they could have it or not. But I guess I'll wait some more.
Yeah. I
so bad.
Originally, I had planned on going to both because I had never been to the Dallas one, and then I went to Chicago last time. I enjoyed myself, so I definitely want to go there. And that's a hop, skip, and a jump from Missouri. So but I would love to do both.
Yeah, I'm planning on going to both. Like somehow I'll walk because it's like the best time ever. But I don't know. I'm just gonna hold off booking everything because I had booked it before everything hit, and the refunds, they were all kind. I didn't have any problems. Changing things up, but I'm just kind of waiting. But I'm definitely planning on going. It was the best time. Like, you learn so much from everybody there. Just the conversations with everybody, you learn so much.
Absolutely.
And then you feel like you guys are already friends in my head. So then I don't have to feel so like, well, I guess they should actually meet me in person. It's definitely something to, if you haven't been, you definitely need to go. Mel says I watched Buck Rogers of the 25th Century on Saturday night. I can see that. Yeah, so I'm it's definitely, I definitely want to be down with that. Yeah, I felt like we were so like we represented well last time because we came. You had your merch. I had some T-shirts. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to act like I know what I'm doing.
You know what? I had got those made and didn't know exactly how everything would work. So I just put it all in a backpack and just was rolling through. Yeah. And I figured if I had sizes, maybe I'll just hey, Fishy Biz, yo, take a towel.
I wish I had brought more, but I wasn't sure exactly who was going to be there and how it was, So I just had them in my backpack, and when I ran into everybody, I was like, here you go. But I was too nervous to be like,
yeah.
Who am I?
Look, I was all about it. I was just trying to find all the people that I've actually just have seen on YouTube, and I was just walking up to them like, yo, I'm new to the thing. WAP, check the channel out. Here, boom. Fishy Biz.
You definitely have like the best personality. You just go up and you're like, oh, I'm cool. But I'm always looking for it. Like when I go up there now, or when I go to St. Louis, I'm always looking for you at those conventions because you're
can't miss me. 6'5" and just rolling through. Look, I try to squeeze in places and try to be incognito, but it never works. I'm too big.
And I don't know about you, but everybody when I travel, they're like, "Where are you from?" When we go out to eat and stuff, and they're like, "Where's your accent's from?" I'm like, "I don't have an accent."
Isn't that weird?
But it's like you talk just like me.
Yeah, that's a fact.
What are you talking about? Like all these other people sound so much cooler than me, but just from Missouri.
Yeah, I don't, and we don't really have like a down south accent. Like it's not a real, particular, dialect. But everybody thinks it's country as hell, and I'm like, what?
What? I don't put ending sounds on the end of my words. I have to concentrate when I film or talk because I don't know. I'm gonna go wash them.
Yeah.
Like laundry towels right there. I gotta go wash them, or I'm gonna go.
Yeah, wash or wash.
Yeah.
You gonna rinse them off, rinse around and rinse them off.
Always correcting me on how to talk. I'm like, I don't speak English. I
know. East Coast has a whole different, Pennsylvania and Boston. That Boston accent, yeah, that's like serious. And then, Cali, West Coast, they have an accent, and down south, Houston really has a big accent. Yeah, I tell you what, if you ever speak to Steve from Warrior Planet Tanks, he is Houston all the way. And when I talk to him and I have somebody call me country, I'll be like, what?
It's like I kind of did grow up a little country. We had a bunch of like farmland and cows and chickens and stuff. But I don't think of myself as country. But I don't think of myself as city either. So I don't know.
Well, you know what? And I keep thinking, St. Louis. So I forget that we're right in Missouri. And Missouri, for the most part, is a bunch of rural country area.
Yeah.
It really is. Because it takes me, 2 hours to get to Raleigh, and I'm still in in Missouri. Like,
you're right in the middle.
And as soon as I hit the highway, I start passing nothing but fields and farms and barns and
It's not super flat though. We have a lot of caves, and there's a lot of like really pretty. If you dig anything here, it's a bunch of rock. I mean,
Yeah.
And it blew my mind. I went to Lake Eufaula in Oklahoma. Yeah, and I was like, I need to get water shoes. I need to get make sure I have all this protection for my feet. And I walked out into the lake, and it was nothing but sand. And the trees were actually falling off the cliffs because there wasn't enough rocks to keep them in the soil. And I talk about
blow your mind.
Something new. I was like, where's the rocks? I didn't come home with cut up feet and all this stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pretty cool scenery here, but there's not a whole lot here, I guess.
Yeah. But Raleigh, in your town, since it is a college town, I remember after class there was a bar where they did karaoke in the back.
Yeah.
And I was doing that every night, and I never have done karaoke. But look, I was like, no one I know is here. I might as well just whatever.
That's all our town is. They let the university off for St. Pat's to drink. They let the students off for 3 days just to be have fun.
Yeah.
They paint the streets green. We have a huge parade, or we did. All the alumni come in, and at the country club where all the bigger houses are, they just open their doors, and you just party hop from alumni to alum. It's just a huge party for St. Pat's here.
It's pretty cool.
But this year it was all canceled. And back when I worked at the movie theater during my 16 to 22 years. Yeah. And all of the girls there dated the frat boys and all of that stuff. So I hung out with them all back then. But it was a huge just party. And that's all, because we don't really have that much shopping here. It's just alcohol and college. So
yeah, sounds about right.
Like,
here on St. Patrick's Day we have Dogtown, which has a huge it seems like a huge St. Patty's Irish community, and they do it big. So for like streets on down, it's almost like St. Louis's Mardi Gras. But and I always go there. You get your green beer. There's Jameson bottles everywhere, of course.
Yeah, it's a huge. I guess there's really nothing. There is nothing else to do, I guess, but that. But it's definitely the college knows how to party.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's nothing but like the guy to girl ratio here. I think for every 5 guy students, there's 1 girl student. So it's a big college, but it's not. It's all engineering students.
Yeah, nerds.
Dominated.
all science geeks.
Yeah, it's a good school. I remember going. I don't think they've done it for a long time, but they have a pretty good sized telescope up there, and they would open it up a certain times a year to the public, and I would go up there and saw Saturn once. I saw the moon once.
Okay.
I feel like I saw one other planet there once growing up, but I don't think they open it up. But I took astronomy in college, and they said that you could write someone and you could get permission and they would let you in, but I'm not sure who that person was. But that was always really fun to go up to campus those nights. And my mom worked at the library at that campus for a while, so it was fun to go up there and
I remember being in high school and trying to figure out what college I was going to, and like University of Rolla would always just pop up. University of Rolla. I was like, what the hell? What's in Rolla? It was like, yo, it's a school straight for science and tech. And then they changed it to Missouri S&T, science and tech. And I end up at Rolla anyway after I graduated to get my biomed cert to teach it. So it's something else. The way that it was.
What grade was I in? I was in like 6th or 7th grade, and we would go up on a field trip to see the hydro reactor. There was a reactor there that we'd go up there, and it was just in a huge swimming pool, and we'd go there and see that. And then they had a solar race car team. Their race car was solar. You could go up there, and we'd take field trips up there and see how they put the car together for their competitions. So even our field trips for the school was centered around the college.
It's a fact. And you know what? It almost kind of should be when it's in small towns like that, because they do want to filter, you guys into, higher education, which I think is awesome.
And it's a tough school. It's a good school. But they've remodeled it. It looks really good now. It was a little bit aged, but they've built new dorms and all kinds of stuff now. But I wish they had my program. I'm getting ready to apply. I think I've been waiting 2 years on my master's to get into the program. There's still no spots, but I'm getting ready to apply to the online program in Florida.
Okay.
And online, but I want to do freshwater biology. But there's not very many programs around here that have that particular, and what is around here is full. It's so full.
Yeah.
And I was like, by the time I get into this program, I could have had it done like 3 times over again.
Yeah.
But, I'm dying.
Question for you. When are you coming to the St. Louis Aquarium?
As soon as I can.
Yeah.
I want to take the kids up there.
Yeah. Oh my God, the kids will have a blast. They changed the whole area down there at Union Station. They even have a Ferris wheel down there now, the St. Louis wheel. The eateries, they've put some brand new eateries down there. But what I was trying to say is, when you do, we could do a video down there together.
Yeah, I'll text you. Well, I'll give you a heads up and let you know.
Yeah.
If you're ever down here too, I want to take you to this new fish store that I just went to, because it is amazing.
Okay, so I while I'm not doing anything, because I haven't taught. This is like my first year never teaching summer school. Like, I've taught summer school for all the years that I've taught, and this is like the first, so I'm like out. But I do have like 2 classes I've got to get done so I can get my full cert degrees. But other than that, I am chilling. So I don't mind taking a small road trip and visiting a new fish store. That'll be great. And then it's something in Springfield too.
Yeah. The one where I just went to is in Sullivan, but there's an aquarium, if that's what you're talking about, Bass Pro. Is it that one?
Bass Pro, okay.
One of my friends, he worked putting it together, and they took 10 years painting. It took a long time for them to build.
So
it took like forever.
If it's in Bass Pro, so is it attached? So is it like a real big deal?
It's pretty big. I've
been in Bass Pro, and I know they have their own local fish, little stuff that I've done videos on that, but it's not like an aquarium to me.
Yeah, this one, from how it's been a while since because when it first opened, everybody was talking about it. You could buy tickets, and then you had a time slot. So they took you around. You had so much time at each section, and then that was your tour, and then you had to leave. But now that it's slowed down because it's been open for a while, I don't know if you're still on a pretty strict time frame to get through. Not sure. But from what I understand, they have all kinds of really beautiful things in there. But did you ever go around there when that one side of it burnt back? It's been like 20 years ago.
Where?
At Bass Pro in Springfield, a part of it burnt down.
No, I don't even remember going to Springfield.
Well, it's that they remodeled, and I'm sure you can still get to it through the main store, but it's right next to it. It's a huge facility. It looks like it's attached, but it has its own separate entrance. But it has a huge LED screen that's kind of like rounded in front of the building that has like aquarium scenery on it, and it's so cool. Just honestly drive past it. But they probably took 10 to 12 years to remodel that and build that and get that all done. And then when it first opened, it seemed like everybody was really dressed up. The tickets were really expensive. You had a time frame to go through it, but it's been 3 or 4 years now since it's been open, if not longer, that it's probably kind of more of just walk through at your own pace. But I don't know. But I know the prices dropped, but everybody that's gone through it that I've talked to in the past raved about it. But
I'm gonna have to Google it up and see what's going on with it.
He would really love the store in Sullivan.
But the aquarium store that I just went to is in Sullivan, so it's a little bit closer to you.
Okay.
Sullivan. But it's right off the interstate. You can see it off the interstate. But they had 300 fish tanks. They had salt water. They had fresh water. They have a huge outside pond area with all kinds of pond plants.
What?
They had like these pike live bears that I just got. I've heard of them in the past, but I never thought they would be something I would ever see personally because they're pretty unique for here.
And this is Sullivan, Missouri? What's it called?
Midwest Pond Aquarium and Pond. Midwest Aquarium and Pond.
Okay.
I'll send you the link. So you can look up their website. But it's really cool. They have tiles there.
It's about 50 minutes from me.
Yeah, he said it's about 50 minutes from you, maybe. But
50 minutes from me? Oh, that's perfect. That's not a problem.
So when I come up there or you come down here, definitely we'll do something. We'll hook up and film something, cool. Have a lunch.
How's it going, Jess?
Say hi. He's peeking.
Yeah, it's about 50 minutes.
Okay. How's it going, man?
Oh, good. Working 2 months.
Yeah.
He just got home.
Exhausted.
Okay. I already know.
He had the day off today, but he does the same side work. So he had side work today.
Yeah, you definitely got to get the side hustle going. You got to bring that money in, baby.
We want to go somewhere, but it's so hard to like go anywhere right now because we're wary.
Yeah.
Don't really know what's open, but we've been stuck at home.
Look, I'm telling you, for parents and people who like live with other people, it's really touch and go. You really want to get out there, and then at the same time, you don't want to be selfish and bring stuff back home. Like, come on.
Yeah. So, and then even with Aquashella, like, I'm dying to go. I want to go so bad, but at the same time, in the back of my mind, we were going to fly. But then we're like, no, we probably shouldn't fly. We'll go ahead and drive again. That's safer. So,
you talking about to Chicago?
Just anywhere.
Oh, period.
Dallas, Chicago, anywhere.
I definitely drive before I fly. If it's what, 4 hours, probably 3 if I drive.
We're getting so old now that our back hurts. We have to get out. We're like, oh, all those injuries from my kid, and then I hurt my back really bad last year. I hurt one of my vertebrae, so I was like, oh, I gotta get out. Okay.
Yeah.
And then morning, like, I don't know about you, but I would kind of make fun of my parents. I'm like, why do you sound like that in the morning? Just get up. And now
I'm telling you.
now I'm like, okay, just stretch. Okay.
My mom tells me all the time, don't get old. I was like, I can't help it, Mom. And look, I've got basketball injuries, and I used to talk to a couple of my my grandfather when he was still alive, and a couple of my uncles and stuff. And they were talking about how, when the rain hits after you've had surgery on something, you can feel it. I was like, oh man, y'all just old. Like now I'm like, oh, the knees. It must be ready to rain.
I don't know if it rained there for you. I'm sure it's been rainy, but it rains and then gets real hot. And I was outside. I've been working on the ponds, and the kids' pool keeping the kids' pool is a full-time job. And I was out there. I was like, oh, my knees. And then I was like, crunch, pop. I'm like, oh gosh, oh no. There's something to that. And I'm like, but me and my sister both will call my mom and apologize. My mom just called me the other day. She's like, your sister just called me to tell me she was sorry. I was like, about what? She's like, all those fits that we threw. Like, I'm really sorry.
For sure. Yeah, it's a fact. Man, I'm like, gee whiz. Oh. That's it's serious. It's serious. I would love to check out the Sullivan store though. So if you and I've got room too. I've got room to
I had room until I went shopping there.
That's what I need to because I've really haven't kind of exhausted a couple of the spots that I've been, because it's really not too many LFS. We used to have quite a few more than we do now, and they've had forced into closure, I guess is what I say,
There is one fish store I went up there. It was when Jesse's son had his surgery, so it's been a couple of years ago now, and I can't remember the location. I can't remember the name. I can't remember anything about it, and I want to go back to that store so bad.
A couple of years ago?
It's been like,
it's over by Lee Ferry.
Oh, that's Tropical World Pets.
Well, I'll have to remember that because I got pea puppers.
They have the reptiles and the snakes on the left-hand side in the front, and then they have. If you look at,
it was a huge store though.
It was over by the River Despair.
Over at the River Despair.
I went up to Lee Ferry, and then I cut over, and I can't remember. It's been long. It's been a minute.
It's been a while.
I think that's it. I think it might be Tropical World. If you look at my video, Fishy Biz gets paid or something like that.
Okay.
I think that's the one that I sell to. If you look through there, you kind of walk in, and everything is a U shape. So they have tanks.
Yep, that was it. Yep, that was it.
They have the smaller tanks, and then they have a display tank, and then they have smaller tanks coming back. And you walk down the next aisle, smaller tanks, display tank, and Tropical World Pets.
I like that store. It's been a while, like you said, but I was like, I want to go back there next time because I usually go to Springfield. I don't normally go to St. Louis, but when we do go, I try to go get everything in I possibly can. You got to go to the Apple store, got to go to the mall, got to go to the fish store.
You guys, man, I despise.
And now I don't have to go as far because I can stop her at Sullivan.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Now, how far is Sullivan from you?
I can take the exit about 50 minutes. Same difference as you.
Same as us. Okay. All right,
it's a good drive, but it's not anything terrible. But it's about the same for us as it is for you. So it's a good halfway point.
Not
but
bad, man.
It's a good store.
Next time you guys go, let me know, man. I'll meet you guys in Sullivan, man. We can get to it because that'll be
there's perks to us both living in the same area.
yeah.
They got some crazy amount of plants. That's the part I was.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah, we went for pond plants, and I came home with fish and plants, and I was like, okay, after like $200.
That's why Jesse has to do the side hustle.
Yeah, I paid for it.
No, you didn't. Not that one. Not that one.
Look, me and Jesse know that we eventually always pay for it.
Yeah.
It looks like you pay for it, but we eventually pay
One
for
way or
it.
another, I'm gonna pay for it.
I got my plants today right before from Haley. I'm gonna open those here in a second. They were just like, I went to go check on the kids before I checked in with you, and I was like, oh, a box. But I've got those plants, and then I have another box, another shipment of fish coming. I ordered from Get Gills for the first time and got some splendens, so I'm excited. But I think they're going to be here tomorrow, so whenever they get here, then we can go to the river or whatever, but we gotta wait on the fish to get here.
Very cool, very cool. Yeah, we'll definitely have to set something up because I'm
excited. Yeah,
check that out. That is gonna be awesome. I'll be a kid in a candy store at a new store.
Oh yeah, you walk in, and it's funny because my old boss at one of my old jobs, she knows the owners, and she's been working there just for fun. She's not getting paid or anything. She's just helping out because it's a new store and they have a lot to do. So when I walked in, she's like, "Not you!" And I was like, "What kind of thing is this?" And I was like, "Oh." And then she's like, "Let me show you around." So we got a tour, and then I was like, "I want that, I want that, I want that."
She got real friendly all of a sudden when Carrie started purchasing.
Yeah, I was like,
I bet she did.
yeah, that's how I found out about it, because we're friends on Facebook, and she was posting about it. I was like, "What is this new store?" And then I looked it up, and I remember we were going somewhere, and I was like, "Oh, I remember seeing that." So of course I was like, this new fish store. But even though it's relatively new, I don't think they've been around for a year yet. I could be wrong, but they're doing a good job, and it's a good selection of stuff. Because our fish store here in town is really small, and then we have PetSmart, so we don't have like the most unique fish. But they had stuff that I never thought I would see. I was like, wow.
Ginger says they're going to deliver on a holiday ?
I don't know. On the tracking number, I'm sure. Last time I checked, it was a couple of days ago. It said Saturday, but I'm sure with the holiday, everything's got
gets
fingers crossed.
And heck, if I go upstairs, it might even be upstairs on the porch too. So I don't know.
Not since I went outside.
No, I checked the tracking numbers because I got stuff from Haley. Then I got stuff. I'm coming from Get Gills. And then I ordered from Aquatic Arts. So I was bored one day, and I was like, I want to go fish shopping. And since I can't leave the house, I'm going to go fish shopping.
Rich T there, Missouri YouTube takeover. That's what's up. That's what the Missourians. What do we call ourselves? Is it Missourians?
Missourians is what I think. That's
Missourians?
how I've been doing it.
I remember, like Ron Burgundy says, San Diegans. San Diego.
A lot of people say Missouri.
Ozarkians.
Yeah, a lot of people say Missouri, and
Missouri. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like Illinois and Illinois.
Yeah, Illinois.
What is that?
Illinois.
Do you have any upcoming like projects or videos you want to promote real quick? Getting close to the hour mark.
Yeah, so let's look at. I'm really don't have anything big. I've just been looking into just kind of streamlining my tanks and just finding a happy a medium where the wife is happy with me not getting any more tanks and me secretly trying to get more tanks.
You
Start stacking them.
Yeah. See,
exactly. So what I've done is I just added a rack over there. With the blowout is on. It used to be a bookcase, but the bookcase was wooden and it was kind of falling apart. I was like, you know what? I need to get a new bookcase. Boom, got the rack, and I was like, you know what? This bookcase isn't really gonna hold books. Now it's holding my tank.
That's a good looking bookcase you got there.
But him, I used to ask him, he's like, why do you need another tank? I don't understand why you need another tank. So then I just started buying what I wanted and coming home, and I'm like, here, just help me. And so it's easier just to, if you're going to get mad, I might as well have what I
start
want.
building racks.
Started building racks, absolutely.
And
But
then I won him over. Now he's like, okay, what's happening?
yeah, I'm really thinking about doing the salt water. I'm gonna holler at the Salty Reef and kind of get some salt water. And I think she would enjoy a nice little saltwater tank, just to whet her appetite on it.
I haven't went all salt, but I have a brackish tank. And Lucy, she's a freshwater lionfish. She'll eventually be on the fuller side of the salt spectrum, but right now it's just heavily brackish.
Man, that's pretty cool.
But when I'm
Don't make fun of my ugly girl.
But when I'm heavy-handed with the marine salt on the water changes, she likes it. So go for it. It's fun.
I'm thinking about doing that. So you could be looking forward to something like that. I'm gonna have a host of peacock cichlids, and I'm thinking about changing my 75-gallon to maybe pure OBs, because that's what it seems that sells a lot, especially like to my LFS, and plus it'll just put a lot of color on through it. I've got B-Dash. He just came from the store. He's going to do strictly red shoulder lemon jakes and something else. I think flavescence maybe. So I can always pop in on him and grab a couple of fry from him and see how that colors up. So just a lot of different little stuff.
Yeah. And where can we find your t-shirts and your towels?
All you have to do is go to FishyBiz at FishyBizzAquatics at Gmail.
Okay.
And what'll happen, it's really just the shirts and towels. If you go to my Instagram, you'll be able to see them. And then you can just let me know what you want through the Gmail, and we'll go from there. Until I set something up that I am changing logos, so you will be able to see that. It'll be a little more funner logo, something that you can kind of wear out, without having a big fat fish on there, but it still be like fishy. You feel me?
Yeah. Well, I just want to say thank you for coming on the stream and chit-chatting with me tonight. It's been really fun.
Hey, I appreciate you for having me. This has been great.
We'll have big plans in the future. We'll definitely go meet up.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be some good stuff coming up.
I'm excited.
Yep.
So keep listening, folks.
All right. You guys stay healthy, stay happy, and stay tuned. You already know what it is.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for showing up. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.
Appreciate it.